There folks, today I'm going to do a tabletop review of my UK EDC. Now this changes from time to time. If it's very wintry or I'm going walking, I may wish to introduce my Maxpedition clone, although it's not that much of a clone because it has a completely different attachment system. Now I am going to do a different review for that at a later date, but for now, here's what I'm currently carrying. So, first of all, a pry bar. Now, this was £2. I've previously done a review on it. I put the snake knot on, and this is so, basically, I can hold it further back and gain more leverage. Now, the reason you might want this is I've no fingernails, really, so it's very useful for prying things open. Now, I forgot to mention last time as well, that these are also very good for doing simple tasks such as removing the faceplate of light switches when you're doing electrical work and things like that. However, I will say don't do things like that unless you know what you're doing or you're competent to do so. So, next bit. This is a Furore pen. Now, I'm very reluctant to call this a tactical pen because I do not carry this for no tactical reason at all. It does have a tungsten tipped glass smasher. Now, at this time of year, I think you would be very responsible to have something like this for the simple reason that if your car was to go into a body of water, heaven forbid, you will not be able to open your car door until the pressure in the car equalises. Now, that will be when you're at the bottom of the lake. Now, I'd rather have a few extra seconds by knocking my window out of my car. This could also be used for rescuing someone if they've crashed the car and they're stuck in a car. So ultimately, this could save someone's life. Now, not just that. Obviously, it's a pen. Now, I use this every single day, as you can see from all the writing. I carry a notepad from time to time. So that is why I carry this. I carry this as a useful heavy-duty pen. So I'm not going to call it a tactical pen because it is not used for that. It is not used for premeditating harm to anybody because that would be falling foul of the Crime Prevention Act, which is part of UK legislation. If I was carrying that for self-defence, I would be a criminal and I would be liable to prosecution by a police constable. That is not why I carry it, it is a pen. So, enough said. They can be obtained from GearBest. This particular one is now obsolete, although if you look around, there's some various similar ones. It's made of stainless. It's around 6 inches, a standard sort of pen length. As you can see, just short of 6 inches. Now it takes the Parker refill. I use it that much, I'm on my second one. I've carried it for 1 to 2 years, and it's been brilliant. I can't fault it. I have tested it at smashing glass, and it does a cracking job. So, next bit. For me, for the size, the price and the warranty, this Lumen Top tool, this is the AA version, is the best UK EDC. Now, the lanyard it came with was inadequate, it was rubbish, it broke. So here's what I did. I tied a little one of these rings on it, key rings, and then I tied a snake knot. Now this is just so I can pull it out of my pocket. I've left the clip on in case I want to attach it to a baseball cap to use as a head torch. But these are, I believe, £16 sterling on eBay with a 5-year warranty. 270 lumens, or I believe it was 600 with the 14500 rechargeable. This is so good for me because you have multi-fuel options. So you could carry this with a rechargeable, carry an AA as backup, and you'd be laughing. I don't think you can beat that for its price and for its size. Next bit. This is a Victorinox Ranger. This clip comes off eBay for about £2 sterling. I have previously reviewed this and I have attached the link. Now, this and the Farmer regularly have a place in my pocket. However, I like to rotate them. This is brilliant. You can feel it in your pocket, although it's not a hindrance. I'm going to customise these scales for maybe some 3D printed ones. You can get them in black with glow-in-the-dark emblems. And this is just to spice it up a bit on the basis I do not like these scales. They just look a bit cheap. Which is why I like to rotate it with the Farmer. This has more tools, as everyone knows. If you would like to know further information, please look on any website selling it or my previous review. I went into quite a bit of depth, so please feel free to watch it. Next is the Manly Wasp, and this is in CPM steel, crucible steel, S90V, which is among one of the best steels in the world. Now, this is my primary cutting blade for cutting and utilitarian tasks. It's UK legal. I love the pocket clip as it sits nice and deep. It appears to be different to the older models, which said Manly. Now, Paddy's potato peelers had a complaint about his clip. Now, this one may be different. I wouldn't mind finding out if it is, but this has caused me no bother whatsoever in the hand when using. It's a flat grind, so it's easy to sharpen. It has a 15-degree angle, which is the same as a kitchen knife. So on a Lansky Deluxe, you could sharpen this all the way up to the ceramic and then polish the finish, so you could effectively have a shave with that. So last but not least, this is just a cheap RFID card holder. It's off eBay. It holds my cards and some pound notes. There's just a few notes there. You could quite easily put a couple of £100 there, or maybe more if you was to use 50s. So it's more than adequate. And as you can see, there are 6 cards in it, I believe. But it could easily hold much more, as it's elasticated. I've carried this for quite some time now, so it's battered. There's only one bolt missing, but it's still working just fine. So I'm quite impressed with it. So, I'm looking potentially to add something to this. In a future review I'm going to cover this. Now what it is I'm going to get a Gerber EAB and I'm going to disable the lock on it. Now the reason for this is the following. I think a Stanley knife style blade, compliant with UK law, would be an awesome utility knife for the very simple fact it is non-threatening if it follows the legislation. Also, if it gets blunt, you just put a new blade in. No sharpening, no hassle. And for opening packaging and cutting paper and boxes, I'd much rather be using that than using my Manly, because with it being a super steel, it will be a little bit harder to sharpen, and I would rather not use it for cutting cardboard up, as I just wouldn't. So, thank you for watching. If you like knife videos, pocket dump videos, EDC and cutting tool videos, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for your time, and goodbye.